Hi everyone, Assassin Gaming here and welcome to the upload. Today we're starting episode 4 of Satisfactory update 8. Now, last episode we managed to get the copper production facility online with its new conveyor layout. And it is still working very well despite the backlog of the copper ingots, which is something we cannot control at the moment. Why? Well, it's because these constructors are not working fast enough to outpace the smelters. So, off camera I did a little bit of work, namely getting rid of the old copper production facility, adding in some extra storage containers. I also went lumberjacking once again to ensure the lights stay on, but most important of all was prepping the iron production area for its conveyor upgrade. However, as I was doing that, I realized I blundered in the copper facility. How? Well, I will show you. So, the blunder is right in this section because 90 is going along the top and the bottom. But when it merges into here, after going through this splitter, this point here will be experiencing 135 ingots per minute, which is 15 more than our Mark IIs. But here's the problem. With the Mark IIIs doing 240 per minute, it might not sound like a problem at the moment, but once I get a second floor, essentially, instead of it being 15 too much, it will be 30 too much. So we're going to have to make a very slight adjustment. What type of adjustment? Well, you are about to find out, because essentially what I'm going to do is this, except in reverse. So instead of it bringing up resources, it's going to be bringing resources down straight into the connector without coming through here. So what I need first and foremost, well, it would actually help if I actually start at the right end and the right area. So we'll put a splitter here, a merge here, and another splitter here. Now we can put down our constructors and not have to worry about getting them rebuilt. Alright. So, before we start putting in conveyors and all that, we need to figure out how are we going to split it. So we have 30 per minute, which is what a smelter would give out, assuming maximum efficiency. And each one is giving 90. So, option 1 would be to split it into 2s like we do over there. But because we're only going to be producing the iron plates, let's do this instead. So we'll put a splitter here, a merge there, and a tower of splitters there. Which all that leaves us to put in is the conveyor lift. Now I'm only going to be using the Mark I for this part, and you're probably all wondering why. Well, I will explain. So, as we already know, 90 will be going along the top and the bottom conveyors through this point, But once it hits the splitters, it's going to be 45 there, 45 there. So the Mark 1s can easily handle that without any issues. That being said, we do need a Mark II here because 90 ingots will be passing through here. And with a 3-way split, that's going to be 30 ingots a minute. So that allows us to use the Mark I conveyors. So that handles how I'm going to do the intake. So what about the outtake? Let's have a look. So you're producing 20 per minute, and we have 6 of them, so that makes it 120 per minute, assuming they're operating 100% of the time. So, you know what? Let's make it nice and easy and just do a single line. Because even if we go a second floor, by that time, we should have access to the Mark IIIs. So, we won't be experiencing any bottlenecks whatsoever. So we'll put our Mark 1s to the merge blocks like so. Because, again, no point using more expensive conveyors when you don't need it. So with that being said, 20 will pass through there, 40 will pass through there, then 60, and that is the limit for the Mark 1s. And then the Mark 2s will handle 80, 100, 120. Okay. Well, I'm going to get the rest of the conveyors and get our constructors some power sorted. So I will be right back. Okay, we are set up and ready to rock and roll. So, time for us to power up the miner and see how the production line actually functions. So let's quickly get our lookout tower so we can have a bit of a nosy at it. So, while we're letting it do its work, I'll just give you a quick refresh of what numbers we're working with here. So, 120 is coming out of the mine, which means 60 is being split into these two directions, which means 20 ores per minute for all of our smelters. So, it does mean that our smelters are operating at a 10 iron ore deficiency, but 66% efficiency, I'm happy to roll with that. Okay, looks like everything is running smoothly. That is lovely to see. So now that we got that up and running, there is something very important that I need to urgently get done. And that is a very quick production line for some reinforced iron plates. So, just quickly grabbing some materials to assist with that. There we go. So, let's keep it nice and simple. We'll just roll with one assembler. And then what we'll do... Actually, you know what? scratch that idea. Let's go with 2. Alright. This is probably going to be a bit weird, but we'll have 4 containers, like so. And something tells me I goofed up a little bit. There we go, better. Then let's make those Mark IIs. Alright. So we'll give 2 for that one, 2 for that one. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Yep, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's go with 6 of these. Then we'll just go into our container over here. Grab a little bit extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you go there, and you will go into there. Which only leaves bring it all together, which I can't because I just gave all the iron plates away, which is fine because we have iron plates in constant production. Wow, 240 already? I'm happy with that. Alright, so we'll put our merger there, put our container there. Now for the recipe. Now, we do have 2 recipes, but there is a bit of a problem with this one. Why? Well, it uses the same amount of iron plates. The problem is the screws, because for 3 of them it wants 50, but if we were to go with 3 for these ones, it would only be asking for 36. So that does give us a bit of a 14 screw loss if we went with this recipe. Which, you know what? I'm fine with that. Because screws are easy to make. They just take a while. So not something I would use in a normal production line. But for something like this, absolutely. Alright. So let's leave that to its own devices. And actually, you know what? While we're here, let's deal with the copper ingot bottleneck. Because seeing that stopping and starting, it's painful. So what we're going to do is go 4 up like that there. And then over here, we'll do the same. There we go. And then all I've got to do now is run a conveyor line like so. And now all the excess copper ingots are now being used to create my points for coupons. So we have 14 coupons at the moment. I'm pretty happy with that. because eventually we are going to need the stuff in the awesome shop. Alright. Now for the iron rod production area, which is essentially going to be this setup here. So I will not bore you, and I will see you in just a moment as you enjoy this jump cut. And welcome back. So now that we got the input for the iron rods figured out, we now have a dilemma to figure out. What type of dilemma? Well, there's actually quite a few, to be honest. Dilemma 1 is that it only needs 15 iron ingots per minute for 15 iron rods, which does mean we are going to experience a backlog of iron ingots very, very quickly. And the other problem is the slow production speed of those said iron rods. So what that means for us is that we're going to need a second floor as soon as possible. But that's going to be another episode's headache, because the other headache I need to deal with right now is that I need the iron rods to split into 3 different directions. Why? Well, here's the thing. I need iron rods for myself, iron rods for the screws, and iron rods for the rotors. So, how do we want to go about this? Now, I could just very easily do a setup like that. However, because we have 6 of these, a single floor would be 90 iron rods per minute. And if we're going to be going very quickly to a second floor, it would not be able to handle it. So we're going to have to come up with a split system for the iron rods. So let's make it easier for ourselves and have it go towards 2 focal points. Okay, so let's put our splitter in and then figure out what can we do. Trying to see if I can get some inspiration from over here. Wait. So assume that's the intake. Goes into there, comes up, and okay, I know what we can do. I know exactly what we can do. So we're going to put a couple of mergers up on top like this. And then we'll have our conveyor lift like that. And then that can connect to there. So that takes care of one direction. And if we do something similar for over this side and this side, it will work. So if I say have it come out this side, go up into a lift, go into a merger, go down the line, and then have this one go into the merger down below and run along the bottom, Yeah, I think that would actually work. And the best part is, when we get a second floor, our output can just follow the conveyor lines. I love it when things work out. Alright. So we'll put our tower of mergers there. Then we'll put our... I don't think this is going to... Yeah. Too close. So that just means we need to have it right there. You connect there, you connect to there. And then over here, so you run to there, and then you will wait. Oh, it would actually help if I actually use the correct conveyor block. All right, now you're able to merge. You know what? Instead of having it like that, let's put our stackable poles like so. And that way we can just have a single line run underneath. And the question is, what conveyor line will do what? That's probably going to be the ultimate question here. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's make it easy. So what we'll do is we'll put a storage container there. Guess the question is, do I want to have the output here, or you know what? Let's do it here. So we'll have our tower of splitters like so. And then you will be output 1. And then this one over here will be output 2. Then we'll just get rid of those. Then put in our poles. Okay. Might need you to be a little more across. Okay. Well, let's quickly get this part of it built. So we have merger there. And then we just connect you underneath like that. Okay, this is actually looking good. Now the only question remains is, where do I go from here? Well, before I do anything, I need to expand my foundations. Actually, before I do that, I want to check something. All right, you know what? This is going to be a little bit crazy, but if we get rid of up to there, and then do the same, yeah, let's do the same for that one. And then exchange it for the 1 meter foundations. This will allow us to not only build under here, but also run some conveyor lines. Okay, well, time to get some more foundations put in. So do enjoy the fast forwarding. Okay. So that takes care of that. So let's get our screws into production so we can make our reinforced iron plates automatically. Speaking of, how are we going on all that? Not bad. So you are just running a little low on the iron plates. Okay. So, how are we going to deal with these screws? Well, I nominate this output as my intake for the iron rods. So, that being said, let's do this. Well, I can't really do anything because I have no iron plates. Alright. So let's put a splitter there. A splitter here. And then we will go about making 6 constructors for our screw production. Okay, so that is that part sorted. But now I need to sort out the output. So what I'm going to have to do, because here's the problem, and ironically, very ironically, it is the same problem that we have with the iron rods. That is, I need to split it into 3 different directions again. So I am going to very quickly rebuild all of this over there. So please enjoy this jump cut. And welcome back. So I did have to make a couple of slight changes, not to the layout itself, but rather the conveyors. So essentially what's happening is 40 screws per minute will be in production, which means 120 will meet here. So we've got a Mark II conveyor here, only to be split into 40 yet again. Which means when it gets to down here, we are getting 80 screws per conveyor output. So now for the final touch before we fire it all up, and that is, first of all, dismantling these because we no longer have a need for them. Wait, what? Oops. I somehow managed to delete that. How the hell did I manage that? Alright, there you are. Okay. So, let's get the production area for the reinforced iron plates all situated. And then we will turn on the iron miner that we somehow managed to delete. So we're going to essentially have the same setup as last time, so I will not bore you with that and do another jump cut real quick. Okay, so all of this is set up and ready to roll. It is now time for us to fire up the final iron miner. Let's put a power pole there and then connect you to there. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, it doesn't look like we are going to be experiencing any problems anytime soon. Oh, I stand corrected. I blundered. And this is why it is always important to double check everything. All right. So all of that is now in production. Iron rods are in production. The only thing that's missing is a conveyor lift there. Okay, I don't think we're going to be experiencing any further issues. Now, there is just one more thing I would like to get done this episode, and that is a production line for the rotors. Okay, where are you? Okay, I don't know why you are all piled up like that over there, but I think I know what's going on. Alright. Let's see if I was right. And you're stuck in there. Why? Okay, what is going on here? Okay, that is 100% weird, but... well, main thing is, it is working now. Okay. There, make sure there's no other weird shenanigans happening over here. Alright, so this is the one where it will have to come back down. And yep, I've somehow managed to stuff up again. There we go. All fixed now. Actually, might make this part Mark II's. Oh, this is a Mark II. Yes, it certainly is. Alright, no weird blockages. Nope. Good. Okay. So before we deal with the rotor production line, we need to go to the awesome shop. Why? Because it had some urgent parts that we need. So let's see how we are doing over here. 15 coupons? I'll happily take that. Alright. So the main thing I need are these. And while I'm here, might as well grab this. Now, is there anything else I urgently need? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no to that. Alright. Don't know where I was going. I haven't bought the parts yet. Alright, so now that I have those, let's figure out what am I going to do. So I'm just going to cut this line for just a little bit. All right. So what to do, what to do, what to do. Because if I'm right, the way that these two are set up lines up with the assembler's intake, which it looks like it does. Okay. Well, first things first, I need a craft bench. Because I need to build 12 of these. Do I really need 12 right now? Answer to that is no. Am I going to do it anyway? Yes. There we go. Alright, so lift would be there. A splitter would be there. Then the only thing I need to figure out is how do I bring the rods over? Well, the answer to that is this little floor hole, which thankfully we cannot jump into. All right. Plan. What is the plan? Well, for now, let's get one assembler in while we figure that out. All right, I may have a solution. So we'll have our splitter here. And then we'll do the tower of splitters like that. No, this isn't. Maybe. Moment of truth, please work. Yes! Okay. So, what we'll do is this. This one might not work, but I put the lift like this. All right. Let's put in some stackables like so. And let's actually lower that a bit. There we go. Really? Okay. Houston, we have a slight problem. Question is, how do I solve it? You know what? Why am I thinking so hard when I can do this? Alright, I really got to find the cause for why it's always struggling when it does the deconstruction with parts on the conveyors. So if we have it like that... Okay, new plan. So you will be there, and you will be there. Actually, we don't need the Mark 2s, we only need the Mark 1s. Actually, no. Scratch that. We do actually need the Mark 2s because 80's coming through. So, put those back and upgrade this conveyor lift. And we just have to connect you to there. Okay. That actually works out very well. And it's not a weird, jumbled mess. Alright. Let's get the rest of the stuff in. Well, I can definitely say I am very tight for space at the moment. Jeez. Okay, I don't know what was going on about with clipping, but... Ah, I see what it means. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's allow the screws to start flowing. And now all I gotta do is sort out the iron rods. So first things first, we need a hole, which we'll just put down like so. And now to go underneath. No. No. We are not doing that. Actually, I mean, we could. All I'd have to do is swap out the floor. Then we just need to put you there. There we go. And parts should be flowing underneath, which it is. Actually, you know what? Let's make those Mark IIs. Okay, so what I gotta do now is get a storage container sorted. Which I will put right over there. And there they are. My first set of rotors. Okay, well, I think I am going to call it a episode. So, what did we manage to accomplish today? Well, we have our reinforced iron plates in automated production. We also have improved drastically our iron production in its entirety. And we're also in production of the rotors, which means we are just 2 steps away from completing phase 1. So next episode, we are going to get a start on completing phase 1. However, we are going to need to increase our screw and iron rod production capabilities. So that's what we're going to be doing next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are not yet subscribed, please feel free to subscribe, like, dislike at your own leisure. Comments, feedback, suggestions are more than welcome down the comments below. Until the next upload, this is Assassin Gamer, signing off.